you go to download a theme and it says this theme was last updated 3 years ago, you probably don't want to download that theme. You want to get one that says last updated 2 months ago, 1 month ago, whatever, so you know that whoever developed that theme is still working on it. Because it's unfortunate, you can go to websites like Code Canyon and whatever, and you can still pay money for themes that haven't been updated for 4 years. And that's really frustrating to me, because if you're just not paying attention, you download yourself a super old, crappy theme, and you just paid money for it. And trying to get refunds through Code Canyon is like pulling teeth. So just make sure you pay attention to that. Just a little...
What I really like about this is I have a way better understanding of what the functionality is, and I learned a lot about communication. So of what I need or what I'm doing, and it helps me appreciate more. Like, I buy a car, but if I don't know how the car is built, maybe I won't take as good a care of it, or I won't be as empathetic with other people. So I really appreciate you doing this class. I learned a lot. I mean, it was really awesome.
Good. I hope that it gave you a good appreciation for web developers, and particularly theme developers, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into making WordPress easy for us to use, and it's not easy for them to make it easy for us when they do it. This is just a little plug that I'll give. If anybody is looking to try to get into web development or anything like that, or just building a WordPress site, this is a great place to get themes and a whole bunch of different plugins. This is one of those kind of themes / plugins that gives your WordPress dashboard some, I don't want to say drag and drop capability. It's not exactly like Wix. There's still some structure involved, but it's very easy to customize your website. In fact, I can show you an example of what this theme looks like. So if I go in here to a page, I'm just going to create a new page. This is the default WordPress. Any WordPress dashboard will look like this. You can this visual tab is sort of like Microsoft Word, or you can go text if you want to put in some custom code. This is what WordPress looks like normally, but with this Themify theme that I'm talking about, down here, you can skip all that and just come down here, and you can basically build out a grid. So it's pretty neat. You can hover over here if you want to give yourself 3 columns. Now you have 3 columns. And I'm going to come in here and add, maybe I want to add a button, like a nice call to action button. Change the button text to buy my crap. And you can put a link, whatever you want to. Change all the coloring and everything. No code required. If you can navigate Microsoft Word, you can probably navigate this pretty well. You can add a whole bunch of stuff under here. You got your call to action button.
Is that a .com or a .org type? Is that like WordPress.org?
This is all WordPress.org. Okay. WordPress.com, you pretty much can't do anything.
Themify is WordPress.org.
Correct.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so this is there's something similar to this coming out that's going to actually be default in WordPress, I'm told. I don't know what it looks like, but this sort of builder has become very popular over the past couple of years because it makes it very easy for you to lay out the way you want your pages to look. You can keep adding rows, as many columns as you want. You can change the size of the columns. It's just very easy to get the layout that you want without having to know any code whatsoever. And there's just a whole bunch of things you can put there, and there's more plugins you can add. So this is what you would really do. You wouldn't do any of this stuff that we just talked about. You would just download a theme you like, go into the WordPress dashboard. They already did all that stuff for me. Appearance, menus is already there. I didn't have to go in and add that in the functions PHP file like we did. It's all been taken care of by the theme developer. Yeah, and he uses something similar to this. It's called the Genesis framework. It's a kind of another resource that has a whole bunch of different themes that you can choose from, and it's got a builder and everything. So, yeah. Does anybody have any other questions about WordPress?
What about PHP compatibility? Let's say, you're programming for PHP 7, I'm assuming. And then some of the hooks or the PHP, it's going to change over time. You'd have to go in there and redo that theme and keep up to date with that as well. I mean,
Yep.
everything points to don't do this unless you want to really do this full time
Exactly.
and sell it.
Yep. PHP itself is just a programming language that is maintained and updated, and WordPress is maintained and updated. Themes are maintained and updated. So there's just so much to try to keep up on that just would make everything we did just silly to try to do on your own, unless you're trying to make money. So there, yeah, PHP 7 I think is the latest version, and that's just not something you want to have to think about. Every time PHP updates, you don't want to have to go in and make changes to your theme, right? You want some nerd out there who's doing that for you. Well,
That was great. Thank you.
good.
Thank you very much.
I got it.